What's going on, people? I want to quickly do this video because, as always, I have to run out to someplace I have to be. But I want you guys to click on the link on the bottom. Right on the bottom, there's a link to where I'm selling my t-shirts. Now, I have t-shirts that say that masculinity is your savior. And even if you just want to see what they look like, they come in different colors, they come in different sizes. They're for women, they're for men. There's also tank tops, whatever you call it. But check it out. The link is right on the bottom. If you really believe in masculinity and you're for masculinity, then you need to have this t-shirt. Masculinity is your savior. People, we need to get that information out because the devil is on the road, man. He's really promoting his agenda out there, man. And it's sad that people that claim that they don't agree with that satanic agenda is just sitting back allowing things to happen. You know, it's good to read these things and talk about how we're living in the last days and things are awful and terrible and how people are so terrible, and you know, these gay dudes and these lesbian chicks and these bisexuals and transgenders, and it's good to sit back and talk about that. But that's not going to make a change. See, there's nothing wrong with expressing how you feel about it. And sometimes your expression don't have to be verbal. Your expression can just be wearing a t-shirt. Because by you wearing that t-shirt, you're letting the world know that this is what I believe in. This is what I stand for. And if you stand for masculinity, being in its rightful place, if you stand for masculinity being your savior and not this gender neutral nonsense, and my tongue get tied when I try to say gender neutral because that's not even natural, right? But click on the link, check out the t-shirts, feedback, tell me what you think. But you see the headlines that say, some say it's time for a female or gender neutral Santa, survey reveals. They actually took a survey on this, and as you see, it's going to be the minority. And the scary thing about this is the minorities are the ones that's making the biggest change. I'm going to repeat that. The minorities are the ones that's making the biggest change, right? While everybody else stands on the sideline and talk about what's too bad and we're living in the last days and, you know, oh, this is awful, this is terrible. But people are just sitting idle by, silently watching everything shift and change right before their eyes. Now, quickly, because I don't mean to be on this too long. It says, will the future face of Christmas be gender neutral? According to a new survey, some say yes. Now, in my opinion, this is their way of changing history by changing images. And if anybody that should know the damage of wrongful images is black people, because black people know that Christ, the angels, God, everything holy is white, and everything that's negative and represents death is black. So a lot of times we live according to a self-fulfilled prophecy because we accept those things to ourselves, right? So what they're doing now is they're working on the young minds, not the young minds that's already here. They're working on the young minds that are to come. So when these young people grow up, they're going to become accustomed to gender neutral, and I can't, for the life of me, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's that West Indian in me or whatever, but I can't say that. Gender neutral, I can't say it. But they'll grow up being accustomed to that, to hermaphrodites, or they're being accustomed to what's the term? There's another word I usually use that represents both male and female, right? Androgynous, right? Or they grow up accepting androgyny. So when they see it, it's not a shock to them, or they don't rebel against it, you know, because now they're starting to program the little minds. They're training them in cartoons, they're training them in schools, you know. The lessons have changed in schools, and parents have to be really careful what your child is being taught in these schools, right? Because your mind is thinking, I'm just getting rid of them. The school has become a daycare. I don't care what they learn, as long as they're out of my hair. And then your child coming home with some foreign information and you don't pay no attention to it, right? But to speed this up, because I gotta go, I got 2 minutes. The survey conducted by logo design company Graphic Springs asked 400 people for suggestions on how to rebrand Santa to make him more modern. The company says some of the most popular responses, like should Santa go on a diet or should he carry an iPhone, were then voted on by 400 responses across the UK and US. One of the most interesting questions was, if you could rebrand Santa for modern society, what gender would he be? Over 70% said they would prefer to see Santa remain as a male, but almost 28% said they would like to see Santa, they would like Santa to be rebranded as female or gender neutral. You can see the full results here. Now when I get back, I'll put the link on the bottom and you guys can check it out for yourself. But like I said, I've never really believed in Satan Claus, and if you think about it, Santa Claus, but a clause is an agreement. That's a contract that you're making, so you're in a way kind of like selling yourself to the devil and don't even realize it. The devil's very tricky, man. You know, he's very, it's just like that snake in the garden, man, that was very crafty and cunning, man. So he'll end up getting people to do things, you know, according to his will, and people thinking they're doing the right thing, right? So Satan Claus, Satan agreement, Satan contract, but this is just another way to program and reprogram the young people's mind, okay? And I'm rushing here. So feedback, tell me what you think. Click on the link on the bottom, buy a t-shirt. Until next time, I'm just thinking out loud.